Hello, Brother Monroe here. Welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. It's not peacetime. We're technically still at war with Austro-Hungary, but they're just buggering off and not doing anything. So I'm really just waiting for that to time out. I had a very good idea from a viewer that the devs should maybe consider if there's no victory points gained by either side, or there are no battles between either side for 12 months in game, that there should be some sort of peace process. Anyway, we have a new hull, and this is very interesting because the Dreadnought 4, this can be modernized later, so I need to bear that in mind. Now, our previous battleship effectively is the Deku at 24,000 tons. The Hokkaido's at 25. This potentially could be much, much bigger at 40. 40 is pretty big. In fact, I'm going to go for exactly 40,000. I want it to be able to go as fast as a Deku. That's maybe pushing it a bit, but we'll go for the 28 knots. Actually, I can probably see, yeah, there's a pretty big drop-off in price and display. Well, mostly price. So 28 is probably pushing it. 26 looks about right to me. So 26 keeps the price down. I mean, look at the difference between 26 and 28. And yes, I know there's more things to do, but that basically doubles the price for two knots. So they'll be faster than the Hokkaidos, but they won't be as fast as the Dekus. So kind of the 2 steps forward, 1 step back. I'm going to go for stand buckets. I'm going to try and keep maximum range. We're going to use oil. I'm going to stick with the hydraulics. Now, in terms of towers, I'm going to go for the tall advanced tower. And, yeah, the rear tower 10. Now, what about just a single mega funnel complex? Yeah, that's more than enough funnel to deal with things. That is good. In fact, that very high engine efficiency probably means that we have a very good cruising speed. 60 knots, that's pretty decent. We'll also get a lot of extra range for that extra efficiency. And we also have headroom later on when we get better horsepower per ton. We can maybe push that speed up a little bit. And in terms of guns, I now have the 14-inch Mark III. So that is what I'm going to be going with. Now, these are by default 41s. And they have a relatively low rate of fire base, but if I get them, I'm probably going to go down to... I'll have a look at what they're like with the capped ballistics. So at about 5,000 meters, it's an 8-inch penetration with the capped ballistic H. Oh no, sorry. I'm looking at completely the wrong bit. 5.4 inches of belt pen. Yeah, that's not very much. That's not going to go through a light cruiser. So although I do like these, I'm probably better off going down a bit. Now, 4.8, that's enough to go through even a max armor destroyer. It's possibly still a little bit much. That looks a bit better to me. It means at pretty much any range, those base fused shells are gonna... Yeah, nose fuse is too small. But a base fuse shell, that should go through 1.5 inches of armor. Absolutely no problem at all, and that's the most that a destroyer can have. So I think that'll be a better choice, particularly as I'm hoping to get tube powder later on. Now, casements, I'll be going with a 4-inch gun. Might as well stick with that. It's nice to have consistency. What I'm thinking about those main guns and how many we fit. Let's get the protection sorted out as well. Yeah, we've got plenty of weight to play with. The question is whether we go for the full-on thing and have the... Yeah, let's go for these two, and then I'm going to go see how many turrets we can actually fit. Bit of a forward weight offset issue. Go for something like that, perhaps. Might be able to have the Q turret in here. See, weight issues. Maybe. Double Q still gives me a forward weight offset, but I think I can fix it. Now I'm gonna go for something like that. Now you might be thinking that's a Congo class. You've made a Congo class, and that was kind of the point. The idea behind it is really to, well, not necessarily stick to historical designs, but I'm definitely considering it. Although I think that's not a Congo, sorry, a Fuso is what I meant. Because a Fuso class, I need to check the layout. I know she used 14-inch guns. I just can't remember off the top of my head what her gun layout was. Here we go. She had AB double Q XY. Yeah, so this is exactly a Fuso. Let's even call it a Fuso. There you go. So this is exactly the layout. Same layout. Not going to be a historical design necessarily. How fast were they? We're doing 26 knots. So we're faster. That's good. And they had 6-inch casements, so we've got smaller casements. But it's got lots of firepower. Right. Let's make those longer, and I'm going to probably shorten these so that they're 40 caliber guns. Is it doing that thing where it doesn't update them? Just a second. Yeah, it is. Hold on. .40 calibers, so 1.53 rounds a minute. That would be perfectly acceptable. What about if they were 45s? 1.2 rounds a minute. See, that's okay. I'm going to go for 45s. I'm going to make them a bit longer than I was originally intending. Right, 12%. So let's start moving everything back. There we go. So not dealing with and then too ridiculous in terms of fire arcs, I don't think. Yeah, this one's a little bit restricted, but it's fine. Armour. Now, with a 14-inch gun, I'd like to have 16.8 on the turrets. Not sure we're going to be able to get all the armour that I would like in. Let's armour it up like I would... Oops. Like I would try to anyway. Which is going to be a whole heap lot more than Fuso actually had. And we end up... Yeah, we're going to be about 4% overweight, I reckon. 3% overweight. Increased ammunition is tempting, but with this many guns, she probably won't have as much of an issue with that. I could drop a knot of speed. We are going quite fast. But it doesn't get me that much back, so I think 26 knots is about right. Now, range is crazy good, because of that incredible engine efficiency. So I could drop the range 2 notches, 14,000 kilometers is plenty. And then when we get some better armor techs, potentially, maybe some other weight saving things, we might be able to, or especially when we refit it, we might be able to get that back up again. But how heavy was the original Fuso? Oh yeah, we're way over. Yeah, she was 30,000 tons. So this is a fat Fuso. Yeah, definitely a fat Fuso, but way more armor. Yeah, we've got 400 tons for refits and errors in production and stuff like that. So we've got a little bit of a forward weight offset. So I'm going to see if I can do that by shuggling the funnel around there. There we go. Absolutely fine. So yeah, there we go. The Fuso. Not historical Fuso, but inspired by Fuso. Now, the question is how many of these to build? Only 2 were actually built. But then you have the Iseis, which were pretty similar ships. They just had a slightly different arrangement with their turrets. And there were 2 of those as well. So I think possibly going for 4. Because then we're on to the Nagatos. So yeah, I think 4 of these would be perfect. So let's... They are expensive though. At 101 million, like, they are a big step up. But we do have lots of money. And that... I wonder if the AI knows what you're up to with ship designs. Because if they are, they should be worried. Right, let's get 4 of these under construction. They will take 22 months. Yikes. The other thing I can do is I could get a refit done on the Hokkaidos. There's not a huge amount of tech to put into them, but you know, there's enough that I think it's worth it. So we can give them oil boilers. That will increase their range a little bit. We can give them gear turbines. It's also going to increase their range a bit. We can give them the Krupp 4. Superior anti-flooding tech. We can give them a hydrophone. And that's it. So not much, just basically a little bit of extra range for them. Just a little bit of a war experience improvement. I know it seems a bit weird changing the armor quality, but I kind of see that as them going around the inside of the ship and replacing sections they find that are not built, that are kind of needing reinforcement and fixing up flaws in it and stuff like that. So I'll get those refitted. I'll take, well, 1 month for the ones with no defects, 2 months for the ones with defects. That might smooth out some of the defects as well. That's about it. I might move my fleet around a bit. Yeah, we've got quite a few ships here. Oh, they're all repairing. Why are the battle cruisers getting repaired? That doesn't seem right. Definitely shouldn't be. Again, why are you... That's just weird. We've got a couple of heavy cruisers scattered around. Anyway, I'm going to try and figure out what the hell's going on with that. And I will be back with some more Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts very soon. Bye for now. Well, I said I'd be back soon, and I am, because in addition to the Fuso hull that we were using here, we just unlocked the Battle Cruiser 4, which I think will make a nice companion. So the Fusos are effectively going to replace the Hokkaidos. The Deckers are also kind of replacing the Hokkaidos, but also supplementing them. They are quite fast. So, you know, the Fuso is, what, 3 knots fast? It would be nice if these could do at least 28. Again, I'm going to kind of look at what kind of numbers we get. 29 doesn't seem too much more. 30 is actually pretty reasonable. And then the prices do start going up a fair bit. But they're not terrible. Oh, 34 is way too much. So 33, that would make them extremely fast. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get away with that, but we'll try. Tower-wise, yeah, we'll go for the tall advanced tower, rear in, and the mega funnel complex, just like we did on the Fuso. I was about to say that's terrible engine efficiency, but of course I haven't set up the engine yet. Yeah, the engine efficiency is not really there to do that kind of speed. The smoke interference is... I could have just added a second funnel. It'll make my smoke interference about 4%. No, it's more like 10%. That's a little bit too much. What about 2 regular funnel complexes? 8%. Probably over the top as well. 2 long funnels? It doesn't give me enough. I think maybe going... No. Yeah, I think going for the mega funnel complex 1 and slowing down. Let's try 30 knots. Yeah, that'll work. 33 was ambitious. Anyway, how many battle cruiser name requests? I've got a battleship name request, but I quite like it, so I'm going to need to go for the... There we go. Now then, gun-wise, I'm going to go for the same guns. The 14-inch 45 caliber that the Fusos are going to use. There we go. The question is how many, because the Fusos are obviously packing 12, guns. I think that's going to be more difficult on this hull, but it's possible. These might only have 8. Mind you, forward weight offset. Mind you, yeah, with a forward weight offset, I wonder if I can get away with a Q turret. Yeah, see, these hulls are perfect. I don't normally use Q turrets, but these hulls are absolutely perfect for it. Because you see that this tower has this semicircular arc. Well, it's not a semicircle, but this arced back deliberately to allow you to fit guns in there. Yeah, we go for something like that. Could be fun. Same 4-inch guns. Yeah, that's going to give me mega forward weight offset issues. Let's get rid of all of those on the front. Can we fit? Is it 2-inch guns that can fit up on the in the tower? It is. See, I haven't done that on the Fusos. I didn't fit little 2-inch guns everywhere. Might have to take an alternative approach with the battlecruiser. Can you get 3-inch guns in them? No. See, 2-inch guns is really pushing it. Mind you, it would be a different way of doing it, I suppose. Compensating for the fact that these front casements are going to be blocked up. Right. Everything set up. We've got loads of armor potential. I'd love it to have the exact same armor as the Fuso. Five, 3.5, 1.5, 16 on the there. 3.5. Oh, yeah, just slightly overweight, but not much. Really not much. And yeah, we do have a forward weight offset. Range is very, very, very good though. So I can just drop that a touch if I want. Just curious if I can squeeze a little bit more out of the ship. Yeah, those are all pretty tight. Yeah, by bringing a turret back a bit. We're underweight and fix the forward weight offset a little bit. I'm just going to have a forward weight offset. I mean, 5.3%. It's a little bit higher than I normally go for, but if you look here, what it actually does, it took about 1%. Accuracy penalty, 2% in waves, 2%. It's 1 to 2% kind of inefficiency. It would be nice to get it down. I'm trying to think out. I mean, I could push this turret rearwards, but I'd have to push it a long way back to get it down to 0. But we could make it a 360 turret. On the back, that brings us down to a 3.3% offset, which, yeah, brings it down a fair bit. That's sitting around 1%. And then I'm going to drop the range a pip. And 14 tons over to go for many hardcores. No, we'll stick with standard. Just like the Dekus compared to the Hokkaidos, these will... The protection trade-off is that these have standard bulkheads. The battleships will have maximum bulkheads. But these are faster and cheaper. And, well, in this case as well, we're losing a gun, which wasn't the case with the Dekus and the Hokkaidos. But 10 guns as opposed to 12, I can live with that. I can live with that. But I think she looks good. I think that should be... I think that should be an effective little ship. Now, if we're building 4 of the Fusos, probably build just 2 of these. But again, this is something that we'll be able to keep long term. So I don't mind that too much. The Hokkaidos and the... Well, I might be able to keep the Dekus, but the Hokkaidos are almost certainly going to get phased out. Right, let's get that saved, and let's order a couple of them. Build 2. And they are going to take 21 months. So all 6 of those ships will be ready around about the same time. Fantastic. Okay. Well, that's that. And I'll see you again soon for some more Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts when something happens or I'm starting some new designs. See you then. Well, I did say I'd be back when I had another ship design. We just unlocked the Light Cruiser 4, which is a big destroyer, but I don't actually have a destroyer with depth charge racks, and I've just unlocked the depth charge tech. So this is going to be able to lay both mines, and it's also going to be able to launch depth charges. So this is going to be a bit of a more of an ASW destroyer than it is a light cruiser, and I actually think it'll be quite similar to a modern frigate in terms of its use case. So it's yeah, anti-submarine warfare primarily, but able to take on anything else that we come across. We've got the tall tower. It's very, very high, this ship. We'll see that. Now, in terms of speed, obviously we don't really have a light cruiser currently. It would be nice if it could do 31, call it 32 knots. Oh wow, that adds a huge chunk of cash. What about 30 knots? How fast are the Subarus? They are 30 as well. 30 would be fine. Let's see how that comes out. Oh wow, you can actually fit the rear tower down here. Neat. It'll look very weird. That's gonna look so strange, but okay. Sure. Are these disappearing or fixed position boats? I think they're fixed position boats. Although it says it fires through them. No, they go away. Good, 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 good. I think these ones might be fixed position boats. Right. A funnel. Yeah, we're gonna need a couple, possibly even 3. 3. Okay, I can work with a triple funnel. Can work with that. It's going to look so strange. See, this is kind of why I wanted to play Japan anyway, because they genuinely do have some very interesting cruiser hull options. Are these removable boats? Yeah, they are. Because it's not really a compelling gun choice for me, apart from, I think I might as well go with 7-inch guns. So if I'm going 7-inch gun, let's go for one there, one there, one there. Oh, they don't fit on the back. They don't fit on this tower. Okay, what about using a smaller tower and a barbette then? Yeah, you'll do that. There's no need for a torpedo launcher, of course, if I don't want one. Almost looks like that. That's a gun support back there. This is a very weird way of building it. Why do I have a starboard weight offset? Ah, okay, this is not centered. So I might rearrange it. Hold on. Make it look a little bit more regular. Put this up here. Move these back. Can move all this back again. There we go. It's pretty much the same exact ship. What about some 2-inch secondary guns? Do you get any mounting points? I could just put a whole bunch of them on the sides here, but I probably do want a couple of torpedo launchers if I can fit them. Nah, this is where they're a bugger. Oh, I could fit one there. Just slap it on the back. These 7-inch guns are 42 caliber. Probably make them 40s. Oh, don't do that to me, game. Yeah, let's make them 40s. 4 rounds a minute. Because they are slightly big weapons for a light cruiser. Yeah, something like that. I can also tuck these back just a little bit. There. Slightly weird. Got a bit of a race car appearance to it. Weirdly. That's what it makes me think of. Right. Uh, 20-inch torpedoes. Yeah, bring some extras. Bring some extra ammunition. Now, what is the HE pen looking like? Oh, that's nowhere near enough. What about with a base fuse? Nope. Really? Capitalistic? Yeah. 2.8. That means we should be able to go through the majority of destroyers. It's still not quite where I want it, but it's okay. I'm going to go... How punchy are the AP shells? Oh, they're very punchy. They should be able to deal with light cruisers, no problem. But they're going to struggle with a heavy cruiser, but we'll go standard ratio. So far, so good, to be honest. Armoring. 10-inch turret. That's pretty damn nice. Yeah, not going to be able to get away with that. 666-3. Give something like that, and that's a very well armored ship as well. And we have lots and lots of spare displacement. These are going to be very expensive compared to other ships of this type. Very expensive indeed. And I have pretty much everything I want. Could make them super long range interceptors by increasing the range and the crew quarters. And then really, I'm going to reduce displacement. I don't want the ship to change size. But this is just going to save cash. And generally make it better. And we've still 10% left. Don't even know what to put on it. I could give it heavy shells. I could go for an armored brick, but it seems a bit silly. It's just going to have loads of spare room for a refit, I guess. Think anyway we're taking a funnel off? No. Yeah, it's just going to have a lot of spare room for a refit. Well, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Again, I could shorten the ship. That would potentially cause some issues, though. Go for this length of ship. I wonder if I can actually get it to fit. Without making the forward weight offset genuinely terrible. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Making the forward weight offset far too much. I think I'd have to drop a gun to do it. Might not be the worst option in the world. Look to change them to duals or triples in the future. Yeah, just take a gun off the front. Then we're at 95%, and we're only 5,000 tons. So they're quite small, kind of scout cruiser sized. Yeah, with dual 7-inch guns, or even dual 6-inch guns, this would be a lot better. But for now, especially for this early on in the campaign, it's still only 1915. These things are nasty, really, really nasty compared to the light cruisers that our opponents are going to have access to. So yeah, I'm pleased with them. I think that these should do absolutely fine. And yeah, let's get a bunch of them under construction. They are quite expensive though, at 31 million. That is a pricey light cruiser, but we are really moving from Dreadnoughts to Super Dreadnought era. So it's not that bad compared to like 73 and 101 million that our other ships are kind of priced at. We don't have any light cruisers currently. I'm curious. Well, we've got one. I'm curious though, kind of how many our competitors have kind of rustled together. Let's have a look at Spain. We've got 17 of the damn things. We've got 6 heavy cruisers. So I think 6. Do a class of 6 of these. Suzuyas. Will be expensive. But 10 months. And yeah, we'll have a little bit more to our fleet. We'll have some anti-submarine, hunting, all-purpose frigate type ships. And I think they should do okay. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, and this is definitely the end of the episode this time, and I'll see you all again soon for some more Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Bye for now.